The Islamic Republic of Afghanistan, a member of the United Nations and recognized by the United States and the international community as a sovereign state under international law, and the United States of America are committed to working together to reach a comprehensive and sustainable peace agreement that ends the war in Afghanistan for the benefit of all Afghans and contributes to regional stability and global security. A comprehensive and sustainable peace agreement will include 4 parts. Number 1. Guarantees to prevent the use of Afghan soil by any international terrorist groups or individuals against the security of the United States and its allies. Number 2. A timeline for the withdrawal of all U.S. and coalition forces from Afghanistan. Number 3. A political settlement resulting from intra-Afghan dialogue and negotiations between the Taliban and an inclusive negotiating team of the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan. And number 4. A permanent and comprehensive ceasefire. These 4 parts are interrelated and interdependent. Pursuit of peace after long years of fighting reflects the goal of all parties who seek a sovereign, unified Afghanistan at peace with itself and its neighbors. The Islamic Republic of Afghanistan and the United States have partnered closely since 2001 to respond to threats to international peace and security and help the Afghan people chart a secure, democratic, and prosperous future. The 2 countries are committed to their long-standing relationship and their investments in building the Afghan institutions necessary to establish democratic norms, protect and preserve the unity of the country, and promote social and economic advancements and the rights of citizens. The commitments set out here are made possible by these shared achievements. Afghan and USA security forces share a special bond forged during many years of tremendous sacrifice and courage. The Islamic Republic of Afghanistan and the people of Afghanistan reaffirm their support for peace and their willingness to negotiate an end to this war. The Islamic Republic of Afghanistan welcomes the reduction in violence period and takes note of the USA-Taliban Agreement, an important step toward ending the war. The USA-Taliban Agreement paves the way for intra-Afghan negotiations on a political settlement and a permanent and comprehensive ceasefire. The Islamic Republic of Afghanistan reaffirms its readiness to participate in such negotiations and its readiness to conclude a ceasefire with the Taliban. The Islamic Republic of Afghanistan furthermore reaffirms its ongoing commitment to prevent any international terrorist groups or individuals, including Al-Qaeda and ISIS-K, from using Afghan soil to threaten the security of the United States, its allies, and other countries. To accelerate the pursuit of peace, the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan confirms its support for the phased withdrawal of USA and coalition forces subject to the Taliban's fulfillment of its commitments under the USA-Taliban Agreement and any agreement resulting from intra-Afghan negotiations. The Islamic Republic of Afghanistan and the United States therefore have made these commitments. The Islamic Republic of Afghanistan and the United States recognize that Al-Qaeda, ISIS-K, and other international terrorist groups or individuals continue to use Afghan soil to recruit members, raise funds, train adherents and plan and attempt to conduct attacks that threaten the security of the United States, its allies, and Afghanistan. To address this continuing terrorist threat, the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan and the United States will continue to take these steps to defeat Al-Qaeda, its affiliates, and other international terrorist groups or individuals. 1. The Islamic Republic of Afghanistan reaffirms its continued commitment not to cooperate with or permit international terrorist groups or individuals to recruit, train, raise funds, including through the production or distribution of narcotics, transit Afghanistan, or misuse its internationally recognized travel documents, or conduct other support activities in Afghanistan, and will not host them. 2. The United States reaffirms its commitments regarding support for the Afghan security forces and other government institutions, including through ongoing efforts to enhance the ability of Afghan security forces to deter and respond to internal and external threats, consistent with its commitments under existing security agreements between the 2 governments. This commitment includes support to Afghan security forces to prevent Al-Qaeda, ISIS-K, and other international terrorist groups or individuals from using Afghan soil to threaten the United States and its allies. 3. The United States reaffirms its readiness to continue to conduct military operations in Afghanistan with the consent of the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan in order to disrupt and degrade efforts by Al-Qaeda, ISIS-K, and other international terrorist groups or individuals to carry out attacks against the United States or its allies, consistent with its commitments under existing security agreements between the two governments and with the existing understanding that USA counterterrorism operations are intended to complement and support Afghan security forces' counterterrorism operations, with full respect for Afghan sovereignty and full regard for the safety and security of the Afghan people and the protection of civilians. 4. The United States commits to facilitate discussions between Afghanistan and Pakistan to work out arrangements to ensure neither country's security is threatened by actions from the territory of the other side. The Islamic Republic of Afghanistan and the United States have consulted extensively on USA and coalition force levels and the military activities required to achieve the foregoing commitments, including through support to Afghan security and defense forces. Subject to the Taliban's fulfillment of its commitments under the USA-Taliban Agreement, the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan, the United States, and the coalition jointly assess that the current levels of military forces are no longer necessary to achieve security objectives. Since 2014, Afghan security forces have been in the lead for providing security and have increased their effectiveness. As such, the parties commit to take these measures. 1. The United States will reduce the number of USA military forces in Afghanistan to 8,600 and implement other commitments in the USA-Taliban Agreement within 135 days of the announcement of this joint declaration and the USA-Taliban Agreement, and will work with its allies and the coalition to reduce proportionally the number of coalition forces in Afghanistan over an equivalent period, subject to the Taliban's fulfillment of its commitments under the USA-Taliban Agreement. 2. Consistent with the joint assessment and determination between the United States and the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan, the United States, its allies, and the coalition will complete the withdrawal of their remaining forces from Afghanistan within 14 months following the announcement of this joint declaration and the USA-Taliban Agreement, and will withdraw all their forces from remaining bases, subject to the Taliban's fulfillment of its commitments under this agreement. 3. The United States reaffirms its commitment to seek funds on a yearly basis that support the training, equipping, advising and sustaining of Afghan security forces, so that Afghanistan can independently secure and defend itself against internal and external threats. 4. To create the conditions for reaching a political settlement and achieving a permanent, sustainable ceasefire, the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan will participate in a USA-facilitated discussion with Taliban representatives on confidence-building measures, to include determining the feasibility of releasing significant numbers of prisoners on both sides. The United States and Islamic Republic of Afghanistan will seek the assistance of the ICRC to support this discussion. 5. With the start of intra-Afghan negotiations, the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan commits to start diplomatic engagement with members of the UN Security Council to remove members of the Taliban from the sanctions list with the aim of achieving this objective by May 29, 2020, and in any case no later than 30 days after finalizing a framework agreement and a permanent and comprehensive ceasefire. Part 3 contains these points. 1. The United States will request the recognition and endorsement of the UN Security Council for this agreement and related arrangements. 2. The United States and the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan are committed to continue positive relations, including economic cooperation for reconstruction. 3. The United States will refrain from the threat or the use of force against the territorial integrity or political independence of Afghanistan or intervening in its domestic affairs. 4. The United States will continue to work to build regional and international consensus to support the ongoing effort to achieve a political settlement to the principal conflict in Afghanistan. This is the whole and comprehensive agreement between USA and Taliban. We hope this will bring regional peace and stability. Thank you for watching and stay tuned by subscribing my channel for more informative videos. Please give your opinion in comments section below.